Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
Together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. Welcome back once again. Tobacco Advent 2014 Day 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
Into the double digits, finally.
I believe we were in double digits for about the last 10 days.
You know, it's double because the two's in front.
Oh, is that how that works? See, I've had that wrong.
Well, you know, I'm a math genius.
Yeah, you are. So we should begin this by talking a little bit about Paul's stuff.
Yeah.
That was the tobacco we smoked yesterday.
Thank you, Harlow.
That was complex with enough Latakia to make this guy prefer something else.
I liked it.
It was all right.
We talked, you know, as far as a tobacco with Latakia goes, it had more character than a lot of them. There were more flavors going on there than just the Latakia, which can be overpowering.
Yes.
And so I liked it as someone that, you know, I can take Latakia or leave it.
I can leave it.
Yeah. And I can do both.
No, I mean, it was fine. You're right. It had a lot more than just Latakia going on. That is what happens for me, is it just too much Latakia just destroys it. But that was all right.
Yeah, good.
So,
Glad
day 20 is right here.
This is my dance. My intermission dance.
That's what that is.
More like seizing.
So there's our... Oh, that's funny.
What?
So there's our cornament for the day, and I know this one. We don't have a name on here. I mean, well, can you make that out? It's
Paul Meunier.
I think that's wrong.
Is it French? Paul. Thank you, Paul.
All right, so this is funny because Paul sent us quite a number of tobaccos, which are, I guess you could say, private blends. These are mixtures that he has found that he enjoys. Mm-hmm. And he said that he asked me initially, can he send some of these to us? And I kind of was on the fence. He said, well, how about if I disclose what it is, right? Basically give my recipe away. And I said, well, sure, that'll work. So in
part because one of the things we discussed when we first decided to do Tobacco Advent this year is we wanted tobaccos that you guys could get.
Right.
Because if we're telling you, hey, this is awesome, we want you to be able to get it.
That's right. So this one in particular made me laugh because I thought, all right, this sounds like a perfect blend of my tastes and boys' tastes. And that's because this contains what?
It's called Chocolate Manhood. So I'm the chocolate.
And I am the manhood.
That's right.
No
this is Lane 1Q and Latakia.
So he's a little bit country.
You're going to hate this.
I'm a little bit 1Q.
Because there's enough Latakia in here.
To kick Lane 1Q's butt, right?
Yeah. Lane 1 what?
All right. Well, so while you're getting that started, let me read our question of the day. What is your favorite public light display or attraction at Christmas? Public light display or attraction. So it's all the rage now. Every city does like a festival of lights where somebody has sold every city a bunch of identical lights, and everybody sets them up in a park, and you drive through in a crowd that takes about 2 hours to get into the park, and then after all your joy has been sapped from your body, you drive through at breakneck speed.
We went on Friday.
Slow.
Friday or Saturday night, we just up and decided to go to Tanglewood.
Okay, which
is the local place like that. It takes place on a golf course, and it is one of the top 100 Christmas attractions in the country, based on some list, because it is huge. It's one of the biggest drive-through light displays in the country. Okay. And we went and saw the signs on the highway telling us there was a 3 to 4 hour wait to get to the park, and we said, well, we don't have to do this. So we left.
Usually at that point, I remember that there's a Five Guys right down the street from there.
We'd already had dinner. Usually, at that point, the other people in the car are so committed to the idea that there's no talking them out of it, and you just sit for 4 hours before you get to see some lights. Half of them are off. Half of them have burned out.
All right, so our favorite. I guess favorite maybe can go in the past. So
Can be
historically,
present.
my favorite one also happens to be in the present. Although I will say that one of my favorites as a kid was back in Ohio. There was a place called Ludlow Falls in the town of Ludlow, Ohio, and there's a bridge. The highway crosses a bridge right over the falls, and at the falls would freeze over, and they would put lights around and behind and on, and it was so beautiful with these falls frozen over. The falls haven't frozen over there in like 20 years, and so they don't even bother doing it anymore. But my favorite one has to be the lights at the Clifton Mill.
Yeah.
Clifton Mill in Clifton, Ohio. Oh my gosh, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is, speaking of gorgeous, it's on a gorge. And so they have lights on the hill that go down. Yeah, I know.
Dad jokes.
Lights on the hill that go down into the gorge, just covered in lights. The mill itself, which is an old grist mill that's still active, is all lit up. They have kind of a tiny town display that you have to pay to get into the tiny town, but when you got little kids, that's absolutely worth it. There's a Santa in a workshop that kids can visit. And the only thing I don't like about it, and because I'm such a history geek, is it's a grist mill that has a turbine. So the water is taken in miles up the stream and brought in through piping, and then is dropped down at the last moment through a turbine that's basically, imagine a propeller inside of a barrel. As the water passes through, the turbine spins, and that's what powered this place. It had been that way since the 1800s, because that's where technology was. I guess too many people would come and go, well, where's the water wheel? That they install a fake water wheel that's not even attached to the building. And the water source is way up high, so you got this sluice that runs from nowhere that carries water over the wheel, and it's all lit up.
I think it runs backwards too.
And I don't know, it shuts the people up, I guess. But to me, it ruins the whole effect because that's not the kind of mill it is.
Yeah.
But I love that place, and in fact, between Christmas and New Year's, I'm going up to Dayton, and we are going to Clifton Mill. Did you know about that?
No.
We're going to Dayton with
Clearly wasn't invited.
Aunt Lisa and Uncle David.
Wow, that'd be a lot of fun. Well, I mentioned before, and that's probably my favorite as well. I mentioned before that we've got some Christmas balls here in Greensboro, where people in their front lawns hang these tree balls of lights all up, and it is, I think, one of the largest neighborhood displays in the country. There are just so many of them. It's beautiful. It's a lot of fun to just go out and walk the streets at night.
And we've tried, you can't capture pictures or video that do it justice. You just don't get the scale.
It's kind of like if we learned in astronomy, I learned in astronomy in college, that if you look at the moon on the horizon, it looks much bigger than it does in the sky. And that has to do with, it's a optical illusion because you have scale and it just looks huge. But if you take a picture of it, it always looks the same. The diameter is the same in the picture down here, picture up there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change. Same kind of deal where they look huge, and then you take a picture and it's just like, oh yeah, there's some glowy dots. It's fine. Yeah, but that's beautiful, and that's something local. I don't know. I would like to go around the world and see, or at least the country, and see what other places do, because I'm sure that there are some phenomenal places. I just have to imagine.
In Germany,
yeah,
a number of towns do a Christmas market where they set up these little stalls on the streets, and like down Main Street, the Main Strasse, and they're selling something called, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, they call it Glühwein, which is like a mulled wine, where they put 11 herbs and spices into the wine.
Right.
And they sell little commemorative steins, and like I've got a Glühwein stein.
Nice.
I have a couple of them. They're about that big, and they've got the date and maybe the town on them. But they're always held in the very most historic area in town, which over there, their history is way older than our history. And, the town square with ancient clocks, and the music is so neat, and everybody's dressed festively, and there's all kinds of fun. Kind of has that Renaissance vibe where some of those activities you do, like shooting arrows and stuff, they have all those kind of competitions going on. But they also serve meat on a stick, so you can get these big sticks of various meats. And it's just an excuse for folks to get out, listen to music, freeze your cheeks until you can't even feel them anymore, and eat fun German food.
It's awesome. That sounds delicious.
I've been to that a couple times in a couple cities and enjoyed it everywhere I've been.
Yeah.
So, although in southern Germany they do it better. Just saying.
That's
sorry, Berlin.
Way to get political.
I'm looking at you.
Tobacco Advent. It's supposed to be neutral territory.
Sorry.
All right. I think that's all we have time for. So thank you for watching day 20. Coming up on the end of Tobacco Advent this year. It's been a lot of fun. Answer the question: what is your favorite Christmas display? And we will see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.